guys, Alan's Random here, and I'm sorry I'm filming this intro on my webcam because I said I wasn't going to use that at all. For some reason my camera that I started using in the last video decided to cut out in the middle of my intro, so I went to edit this video and the intro was just cut out. Like, I got to explain what it was and it just stopped, so I was like, that's great. Yeah, this is the day after I actually filmed the video that I'm editing it, so I was just like, no. So I'm coming here to actually film the intro. But anyway, guys, today's video is one that was voted by you guys on Snapchat. I asked you to screenshot what you'd like to see, and this one got the most screenshots, which is my autumn makeup routine. So without further ado, let's get on with this video. So while I let that moisturiser set in, I am just going to move on to the eyes. Now I know what you guys are going to say, why are you doing the eyes first, like you're doing the base first? Well, I don't, because I find that when I'm doing my eyes, I raise my eyebrows so I can like get into the crease and stuff. And that I find has been tending to crease the foundation on my forehead, so I have tried to get into the habit of doing my eyes first and then my base. I have forgotten a few times, and it's like that awkward moment where you're doing your base and you're like, no, I was meant to do the eyes first. But anyway, so as a base, again, I don't have an eye primer, everybody judge me, but instead I do what most people do if they don't have a primer, which is I use my concealer, and then I set it with powder and then do my eyeshadow. The concealer I'm going to be using today is by Rimmel. It's the Rimmel Matte Perfection Concealer in 010 Ivory. So I don't really squeeze much product up, I just use what's left over from last time I used it, and because I don't really want a lot, because I just want a little bit so it's like priming my eyes. So I just use what was left from last time I used it, and I just put it all over my eyes like this. I tend to go all the way up to the brow, just so I get everywhere and it's not like leaving anything uncovered and unprimed. Then I just use my finger and just rub it in like I would. Like, I basically treat it like you would an eye primer, where you just use your finger to kind of rub it in slightly, which kind of blends it out and kind of covers up like the veins I kind of have running through my eyes as well, because I'm quite pale skin, so I find that I have quite veiny eyes. So that kind of just like covers that up, but of course the eyeshadow is going to be covering up that up too. Okay, so my camera's doing crazy stuff. I don't know why it does this. I was in the middle of powdering my primer with my damp resin sponge and my Rimmel Stay Matte powder when it like shut off, and I don't know. Anyway, now I have concealed and primed and set the concealer on my eyes. It's time to move on to eyeshadow, which if I had to choose a favourite part out of doing makeup as a whole, eyeshadow would definitely be at #1, because I love just doing different looks with eyeshadow, playing around with different colours and all that sort of stuff. So I always get really excited when it's time to do my eyeshadow. So today I'm going to be doing my eyeshadow using the best palette I have ever owned in my entire life. This is the Fortune Favours The Brave palette by Makeup Revolution, which was in collaboration with British beauty blogger. If you guys have been on my Snapchat for a while, you might know. And I just dropped the names again. Why do I always do that? I always drop the names because it's like on this flimsy piece of paper. Anyway, as I was saying, if you guys have been on my Snapchat for a while, you might remember when I actually got this, because I remember I Snapchatted it. And I talked about the shadows and all that stuff. I did like a mini review of it. If you guys want me to do like a full-blown review on my channel of this palette, then make sure to leave it in the comments below, then I'll try and do it for you guys. But I'm just going to pick up the names here. Yes, the one thing I did say I didn't like is that the names aren't actually on the palette. They come in like this flimsy piece of paper. Not even paper. This is not paper, this is clearly plastic, but it's like a thin piece of plastic film thing. I don't really like that, because as soon as you open it, it like falls out, as it just did. But yeah, anyway, so today I'm going to be doing a kind of purple vibes, kind of fall look, because usually you'd see like rustic reds and oranges and all that sort of autumnal leaf kind of colours in an autumn look. I don't have all of those. I don't have any of those kind of colours in this palette. Look at that. This is what the palette looks like. There are no kind of colours like that in this palette, so I should have covered the mirror then, shouldn't I? Because you're probably going to get glares. Anyway, so onto the eyeshadow. So to start, we're going to be using this colour down here, which you can tell I really like because last week I hit the pan. Which is actually they're quite deep pans in this eyeshadow actually, so yeah, but this colour is called Soft. It's a really sort of nice pale, sort of pinky kind of colour, and I always go in with this random sort of dense, it says it's a blending brush but it's not because it's flat, so I just kind of use this just to do the base, and I'm just going to take Soft with the brush. This is like a freshly cleaned brush, so it's like a sin. It's actually painful to do it when it's clean, but anyway, and I do usually use the mirror in here, so I'm actually going to be looking up and not looking down for once, and I'm just going to use this to do the base of my eye. And I take this all the way from the lid all the way up to the brow. I'm just going to do that on the other side. The gap I made where you can see the pan is now bigger because I need to stop using the middle because it's going to get really hard once I run out of this colour. I really like this colour for the base though, it really works really well. Okay, so now that I've done the base of my eyeshadow, I'm going to move into the crease, and for that I'm going to be using this crease shadow brush that I got from a Sephora in Brittany in France when I went there on holiday in May, and I'm going to be using the shade Buffer in the palette to use as my transition shade. Literally best transition shade ever. So I'm just going to take the brush and just go beep, beep, get a bit on there. I just start fluffing it into the crease like this. Fluff away. Fluff to your heart's content with this transition shade because it's beautiful. Now that our transition shade is nice and evenly blended out, we're going to move into the more darker colours. So for that, the first darker colour I'm going to go in with is this sort of really dark brown colour. This is called Caffeine Fix. This is an extremely pigmented colour that I'm terrified of really dark colours because I always go really too far into them and I can't blend them out. It's just a big mess. So I legit just take the same brush and legit just go 1, 2 really lightly. I'm hardly even touching the shadow, and I just go in with that, just kind of like drawing the line almost where my natural crease is, and then just blending it out. So I find that works best. So I'm just going to go like that. I try and blend it as well, kind of onto the outer corner a little tiny bit, and then kind of onto the lid, so it kind of just creates a nice soft gradient almost. Why am I holding this up? Alright. Yeah, tip from what I was doing before, I was actually holding the brush wrong. If you want some more sort of like blending control, actually hold it like towards the end of the brush because that actually provides more control, and it's just a good way of doing it. So now I'm finished with Caffeine Fix. I'm gonna go into an even darker shade. Well, it's not really darker. It's just kind of a I don't know what you call it. It kind of is darker. This is Cashmere, this colour right here. I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like a semi sort of grey-ish kind of brown. I don't know. It's a colour, and it's the same. I do the same thing as Caffeine Fix, where I just go 1, 2, and then I take this just in the outer corner. Like I don't go like all in the. I just take it sort of in the outer crease a little bit. And now for the final eye colour, the one that's going to give it that smooth sort of like purple autumn vibes that I was talking about in the beginning of this video. I'm going to go in with this dark purple shade. This is called Drama Queen. And the same thing applies with Caffeine Fix and Cashmere, with the fact that it's very dark and very pigmented, so I don't use a lot. Just go 1, 2, and I just go, again, like I did with Cashmere, just in the outer crease, but I do blend it out a little bit more. So now we've got the crease down, and it's blended, and it's smoky, and it's autumny, and it's just all the good things. I don't know where that sentence was going. Now we're gonna go on to my favourite part, which is the lid. There are these things in this palette called baked shadows, where it looks like there's like 2 shadows running through it. These are basically glittery sparkle bombs, because they are just beautiful on the lid. They're just amazing, okay? You're gonna see in a minute. So I'm gonna take this dense smudgy brush, which is I got from like the same place I got the brand new one. And first I go in with this, which is, it's called Glimmer, which is kind of a soft sparkle. I like to use it kind of as a base for the baked shadow on top. So I'm going to take this, I'm just going to go like this. I like to get a lot on because then it's the full pigment payoff. And then I'm just going to put that on the lid. So now we've just got that slightly sort of shimmery base down. It's time for the fun stuff. So this is the best baked shadow of all of them. This is called New World. It's this colour right here. It basically has white and gold running through it. Once you put that on the lid, like, the universe is created. That was a strange metaphor. I don't know where that was going, but yeah, I'm going to take the same brush. I'm going to swizzle that around in there to get all the different colours. I'm going to tap off the excess to avoid any annoying fallout. And it's time to press this on the lid. And there you have it, the perfect, smoky, sparkly lid, autumn eye look. But we're not completely done. Next we're going to move on to liner, and for this, now I will say that this liner says it's waterproof. It lies. This can actually be taken off with water, which is weird, but anyway, it works just as a normal eyeliner. This is the Rimmel London Exaggarate eyeliner in waterproof, but like I just said, it's not waterproof at all. So I'm just going to draw, I don't know whether I'm going to do a wing today or just do the basic line. I don't know. Shall I do a wing? Shall I do a wing? Shall I risk doing a wing? Nah. I don't know. I don't think I want to risk that for you guys. Okay, liner is down, and the last step for the eyes is mascara. And I'm going to be going with all of the other popular YouTubers here because my mascara is Benefit's Roller Lash. Honestly, I think I've had like 3 mascaras in the whole time I've been like seriously putting on makeup, and this by far is the best. Like, I know everybody raves about it, but honestly, I know why now, because this stuff is amazing. Like, you go Benefit, like, you absolutely nailed it with this, honestly. Just best mascara ever. And that is it for the eyes, guys, so let's move on to the base. Okay, so off camera I put on my foundation, and for that I used my Benefit Hello Falls Oxygen Wow foundation. As you can see, it's not my shade. For some reason, Benefit thought it'd be cool to have 2 shades of ivory. This one is the Believe in Me ivory, but the one I should have got, which is the lighter one, is the I'm Pure For Sure ivory. I didn't know this when I bought it, so I got the wrong shade. Because I tested it in another shop and then I actually bought it in another shop, so I just thought, oh, Ivory, I grabbed it and then just bought it without thinking, but I should have really tested it out, and yeah, so, but it's okay because I do use my Rimmel Matte Perfection Concealer to highlight. Now that I've done with my concealer, I'm going to be using my Rimmel Stay Matte Press Powder and my Damp Roll Technique sponge to set the face. As you can see, the powder helped a lot with the fact the foundation doesn't match my shade. Now we're going to go in with bronzer. Don't ask me what this bronzer is. My mom let me borrow it. It's one of her old ones. So I'm just going to take a random brush. I need to improve my brushes. Okay, I know this. I'm getting new brushes for like birthday, Christmas and stuff. So I'm just going to use this to warm up the face and contour. Okay, so now I've got my bronzing and contour down. It's time for the glow. So for my glow today, I'm actually going to be using an eyeshadow from the Fortune Favours The Brave palette that we used for our eyes before. If you guys want a Jeffree Star Skin Frosting Ice Cold dupe, this shadow right here, I mean the name even sounds similar. This one is called Ice Cloud. Ice Cold, Ice Cloud. What's the difference? What's the difference in pigmentation, honestly? I take my Sephora blending brush that we used before, I swirl it around, tap off the excess, and it's time to glow, people. I just put this on the cheekbones, and because I don't really have any like studio lights or anything in here, you can't really tell that it's doing anything, but oh, it sure is. Like, mate, this thing is incredible when it comes to highlighting. Like, mate, this is incredible. Can you see the glow? Can you see it? Because from me looking at this mirror doing this, I am glowing to the glowing gods right now. So I'm gonna do my blush off camera because that's a bit boring, and I'll be back for the lips. If you guys were curious, for my blush I use my Real Techniques blush brush. What a surprise, it's a blush brush. Anyway, so now it's time for the lips. So for the lips today, I'm going to be using this random dark berry colour that I've been using kind of recently. It's just kind of a nice dark autumn berry colour that everyone's wearing, because like everyone wears dark colours, it's just the time for dark colours. So I'm just going to use this. So now that I've applied the lipstick, I made sure to clean up around the edges because dark lipstick is very hard to work with. And I made sure to blot it as best as I could because now we're going to use this miracle of a product. This is by Rimmel London, it's called the Lipstick Lock. If you have a bad lipstick like the one I just used that has no staying power whatsoever and it'll come off, you need this product. You brush it lightly with a blotted lipstick and it seals it and you never have to reapply it all through the day. Honestly, it lasts so long. I will warn you, it does tingle a little bit, but once it's dry, this lipstick ain't coming off. So now I'm just going to do some finishing touches. I'm going to smoke a little bit of buffer, that eyeshadow we used before, underneath my lash line. And I'm going to put a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes, and then we'll be done. And that is it, guys. That concludes my autumn makeup routine. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more of my videos. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Snapchat, names for which will be at the end of this video. And I will see you guys in the next one.